What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm Surreal, and here we keep it real. And to start on that note, I wasn't going to start throwing up reactions yet because I was trying to get my setup finished. So this first few videos or so are going to look kind of iffy. I'll be changing venues soon. Hopefully my lighting will be better. And I don't have any screen capture right now, so we'll figure that one out as we go along. But today we are reacting to Joyner Lucas's Devil's Work, which he just dropped today, like 8, 9, 10 hours ago, something like that. Big fan of Joyner Lucas, and like a lot of people, ever since he teased "I Love" for ADHD, I've been dying for the album. Everybody's been dying for it. He's finally, after like 6 months, I think. It's been a long time. He's finally released the second song to the album, Devil's Work. I'm very excited. I've listened to 508, 509, 2209. Along came Joyner, went back to some of his like Bandcamp stuff. So I'm really excited to see this. Again, I won't have the video on here just because I'm unable to, and I wanted to get this in now. So let's just get into it. All right, so this is Joyner Lucas Devil's Work, and it looks like, I'm sure you've seen the video already, but it looks like he's in a church. First frame, he's in a church. He's got his ADHD hoodie on. He's holding a map or like a book, maybe like an album. It's got a picture of Jesus on it. So here we go. He's walking down the aisle past the pews. What is that? That's a big ass bottle of Hennessy. Oh, it was a book. Definitely in church. Who is that? Hold on. I see Nipsey Hussle over here on the right. Is that supposed to be Donald? I really hope that's not Donald Trump. But I guess we will see. It looks like him. I guess we'll get a better close up. Nipsey and Donald Trump. Interesting. I definitely like this beat. This feels more of like one of his more somber songs. And seeing Nipsey there, I've heard and read that it's supposed to be a pretty somber, sad song. So this will probably be more along the in his somber lane of like Frozen or Forever, stuff like that. Probably not going to be chopping on this one, but we'll see. Here we go. Jesus.
I'm staring at this Bible as I keep glancing.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Lord, I got questions and I need answers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand your vision. All I see is damage. Just a bunch of dead bodies in the street camping. A bunch of lost souls on their feet standing.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like a lot of people have that. They're especially when like people are gone out of your life so suddenly and quick. Um, um, where like if you're like a strong believer in God, and you're like, you're supposed to be doing all this good stuff for us, you pray for all this good stuff, but all this bad stuff happens, and people want to blame that on God. Yeah, I feel that.
We supposed to be your children. I thought we family. You supposed to be my father, bro. I need answers. We don't need to die young. We just need chances. Tired of living on the edge, so we keep scrambling. Trying to talk to these strippers, but they keep dancing. We just want me number one like Steve Francis. Bow our head saying praying out of seeds planted.
So, Steve Francis, I'm not sure who that is. I don't know if that's a religious figure or somebody from like hip hop and rap. If you know, let me know. I'll let you guys answer that for me. I'm not gonna go Google it myself. We're a community. We're gonna be a community going through this. So I want you to talk to me, help me out. So what was it? Something Francis.
We just want me number one like Steve Francis.
Steve Francis. Let me know who Steve Francis is. I'm not sure who that is.
Bow our head saying praying out of seeds planted. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing MCs A lot of good niggas gone, I don't understand it. A lot of families lost and they seeds stranded. I ain't trying to disrespect you, I just need answers. I know you watching us from heaven thinking who to save. Cherry picking who should go next and who should stay. I'd be on my way to heaven if I knew the way. And bring back every good nigga you choose to take.
Oh, and just as I pause it, first frame come up, Tupac in a similar setting as Nipsey Hussle, pictured in a frame on an easel with all the flowers around him. But yeah, that's true. Like, again, going back to what I was saying earlier, like people always saying, God's supposed to be doing good things, but it seems like just these random people. Well, I won't say random, but just like, they would say, what was the good die young, and people like Tupac, I think was in his 20s when he died. Nipsey Hussle was like 33, I think. And you got people like XXX Tentacion was just a kid when he passed. I think he was like 20 or something like that. I had one of my best friends growing up. He was 17 when he passed away, and that guy he played guitar like it was nobody, just like godly gift of playing guitar. That guy was nuts. So I definitely feel what he's saying, man.
They say you never wrong, but you done made a few mistakes. Cause you taking the wrong niggas, maybe you should trade. Trade us back all the real ones, remove the fakes. I think you should trade. Give us.
I'm not sure who this is. So I've done a lot of research. I really started getting into hip hop like maybe 3-4. It's been a little longer than that, like 5-6 years ago. And I've been doing a lot of research since then. Who's who and what the big hits are and everything. Because the hip hop community and culture really. Really speaks to me as a musical person, and as a person. But there's still a lot of people that I don't know. Like, I couldn't put name to face. Like E40. I've heard of E40. I've listened to a couple of his songs, but if you stood him in front of me, I wouldn't know that was him unless you told me. So I'm not sure who this is. Picture frame like this. He's got a big old cigar smoking on it. Not sure who that is. If he doesn't say it, again, let me know down in the comments. Take it back a little bit.
Maybe you should trade. Trade us back all the real ones, remove the fakes. I think you should trade. Give us 2 pop back and take that nigga shook. Let the legend resurrect and he gon' live for good. I be screaming thug life in every different hood. If only you can bring him back, Lord, I wish you would. Give us Biggie.
All right, so that's Biggie. I know that's Biggie. Came up as he said it, in his with the half cocked crown. Again, framed on an easel with flowers. Pun. Yep. I just said that to XXX Tentacion, and he said that was a big pun. Yeah, big pun. Take Donald Trump. That's a bigger threat. Ooh. Okay. It's too much power for a coward with no intellect. I ain't gonna speak on it. I ain't even gonna talk about it. Is he, when he says that, shooting up a church? I'm sure he means just in general, but is he specifically talking about the same shooting that Childish Gambino was talking about in This Is America? That's what I think. I'm gonna pretend that's what he's talking about because it makes sense to me. Aaliyah. He said what? Selena and Aaliyah. I ain't a meeting with you. I'm not trying to overstep. I just want to reason with you. Mm. I'm a man of God myself, and there's plenty of times where, you know, even though he's not really talking back to me, you know, I have conversations all the time, and just like he's speaking here, I mentioned earlier my friend who passed away. You know, I had long conversation with God that night. So Aaliyah and Selena. Mm-hmm. Mm. Who's that last guy? Give us Malcolm back. Take R. Kelly. Dang. What's crazy is that, like, it feels like this album is being made as he goes along. I'm not sure if that's what's happening, but it just feels like that's what's happening. Like he said, "Hey, I got this project. I'm gonna drop it later," and I forget. I don't know if it was on the Breakfast Club or he did like a IG live where he was talking with Royce to 5'9", and he was giving Joyner a lot of really good advice, and they were talking. I forget when it was, but I remember that Joyner had mentioned that he was gonna release this album, but he wanted to give every song its own light, so that when the album as a whole comes out, it'll just be an album full of hits. So like when I Love came out, he let that go for months, and now he's let Devil's Work out. So like my prediction is that we're not going to hear a third song for a long time, and it's going to stretch as long as he can milk each song, and as soon as he gets the last one done, he's going to drop the album. But I feel like the album is like as it goes along, because like there's some stuff here that he's talking about that, excuse me, where he couldn't have made the album and then said, like he didn't finish the album and then said, I'm gonna let each song have its own light. I feel like each song having its own light is getting a topic, writing it, recording it, making the video, and then dropping it, and just making like a bunch of singles and have an album just full of singles. Because it feels like some of this stuff is like relatively new events, but let's keep going. We're like almost halfway through. Mm. Easy E. Mm. That's another thing, like people losing family members and stuff, especially when like it feels way too early. Like sometimes it's still sad, but if you're getting up there in age and you know you've lived a full life, it's not. I won't say it's fun, but in some situations it's acceptable. Um, like just having lived a full life and passing of old age. You know, you're not getting killed, or you're not like 30 years old and having to deal with cancer or something like that, or dying of some disease. If you've lived a full life and you just die of old age, whether that's 65 or 120, you know, that's sad, but it's not as like damaging enough to be able to be like, God, why'd you take them from me? You know, like grandparents, or if you're a full blown adult, your parents passing. Again, not fun, but at least like it's not, you know, they're not taking our brothers and sisters and our cousins away from us when they're not that old, but it does suck losing family. I've lost family. Um, some not to old age. So I certainly feel these lines as I got to stop talking so much. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That whole thing, and he's probably gonna say even more, but that whole thing was about Nipsey, talking about they got guns. It's a marathon, but they're running from us, because the guys came up and they shot Nipsey right in front of his store, and then I think killed Nipsey, and I think the shooter also injured 2 other people, and then ran off and got in some car in an alley, and unidentified female driver, and took off. Fortunately, the killer was apprehended. I think it was only like a day or 2 later. It was very, very quick. And just feeling like they got to prove something. I think if I remember correctly when I read about it, Nipsey Hussle was like 15 or something like that when he had joined a gang, and his dad took him somewhere in Africa, I think, and Nipsey had basically just turned his whole life around. Came back to America when he was like 19 or something like that, and since then all he's been doing is trying to help out the community, doing this, that, and the other, just helping people. And to my knowledge, he didn't associate with the gang whatsoever when he got back. And the rumors I heard was that gang or some gang had issues with Nipsey, and that's why that happened. Don't quote me on any of this. This is just from my recollection from what I read. Which what I read may not even be right. But that's why he was killed, from what I read. So, that's why having now these guys got guns and they got to prove something. I think that was kind of the correlation there. Mm-hmm. At least take Dylan Roof, at least take James Holmes. I ain't even mad at that. Just bring back Whitney and give us Michael Jackson back. Fans want me and then slam it down. Ain't no justice for Sandra Bland. We up like a Sailor fan. Lord, if you listen, I'm just looking for a hand in hand. Take out the fuck niggas and give us back our fam again. Take out the fakes and the bad people and bring us back the good people. That's what he's saying. And, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. There's some people out there, though, who are stuck to the whole concept of you can't have the good without the bad. And which maybe we've never been in a situation where it was 100% bad, everybody bad, or 100% good, everybody's good. It's always been, good and bad. Good people, bad people, war, peacetime. And there's people out there who have that kind of mindset. You have to have a balance, but it doesn't. If we had more good people, if we had the good people stay alive, more good people could have been happening. And there's some people out there who are bad people who just want to see the world burn, and will do what they feel they need to do to take out the good people. Yeah. Drowning in my tears, trying to pray for some. Wonder why you give us life for you to take it from us. Mm-hmm. Wonder why you give us family and erase it from us. Maybe hopefully you can have a conversation.
conversation with us. Maybe I was probably tripping because I need a hug. The hood can't find jobs, now we need a plug. Everybody and their mama trying to be a thug. I don't go to church because I'm afraid of being judged.
That's not that last line, but there was a line there. I'll speak very briefly on this, where he was talking about how the hood can't get jobs. Now we need a plug. That's something that he had discussed in I'm Not Racist, where he was saying, I can't get a job. Now I got to sell drugs to put food in my cabinet. And so that's reflecting on that. So, and then he said, I don't even go to church because I'm afraid of being judged. Like I said earlier, man of God. I can't remember the last time I went to church. I think it was just a few years ago. And I won't say the only reason, but the major reason why I went was because I was doing. I played guitar. It was a gospel service. I went to multiple services to see what kind of service I like. 'Cause I'm a general Christian. I'm not one type. I'm not Lutheran or Protestant or Baptist or whatever. I'm just a general Christian. I've gone to Catholic churches, or services and stuff, and I went to a gospel service. Immediately found love, and I played guitar for him. It was a lot of fun. So, but I don't really go anymore because I have seen in some services that the people there, some, not all, there's people in church who will be very judgmental of like the tiniest things. Like there's one time my friend had told me that she had missed church one week because she was sick, and she came back the next day and she was getting ridiculed, like, why'd you miss church? Why'd you miss service? I was sick. And you're not a real believer or whatever. Stupid. Real stupid. So I definitely agree with that. If I want to talk to God, I got a voice, I got my prayers, I got a Bible. I don't need to go to church. Church is where you go if you need healed. That's my personal opinion. That's just I could be wrong, I could be right. Doesn't matter. It's my opinion.
I've been staring at the ceiling as I lie in bed, watching niggas follow trends like Simon says. I pray you give us back the real ones and try again. Or maybe take them niggas that deserve to die instead. Tommy Lauren run her mouth and then she get defensive. Lauren Ingram laughing at death and disrespecting. I really feel like you should teach them stupid hoes a lesson. Either that or give us back somebody who deserved the blessings. I left out a bunch of names that I forgot to mention.
There's so many people to talk about. There's so many people. And even then, he said so many names. Some of those people I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm one person. I'm not an encyclopedia. Some of those people I don't know. And I might go back and try and figure out who some of those people are to educate myself. Culture. Knowledge is power. Keep that in mind.
Cost too much to pay attention and it got expensive. Father, forgive me,
Yeah.
I know not what I do, and now I'm reaching out to you, hoping you hear me and return a message. I know that you got a back and that you're not against us. Or maybe you just love it, so you're doing shit to test us. I just kind of thought that you would do more to protect us. They say the good die young, and I ain't on the guest list. I've been drinking, Lord, forgive me as my...
He said, I said that earlier. Only the good die young. But I'm not on the guest list. I'm gonna live as long as I can to do as much good as I can do. Or do what I need to do to take care of the people that matter. Good shit.
Not against us. Or maybe you just love it, so you're doing shit to test us. I just kind of thought that you would do more to protect us. They say the good die young, and I ain't on the guest list. I've been drinking, Lord, forgive me as my blood racing. I don't know what I'm thinking, I'm just frustrated. I don't mean to question you, I'm just confused. I don't know what else to do. I've been patient and it sucks waiting.
That bar right there is probably one I can relate to the most. For those of you who I've talked to about that last bar or situations regarding that last bar, you know the whole story. But I tend to cope with alcohol. If I get upset, I got a couple bottles sitting over here. I'm drinking a beer right now, just because I'm drinking a beer, But if I get really upset about something, I tend to go out to karaoke and go perform and just drink, and not like crazy amounts. I don't get blacked out drunk or anything like that, but I'll go out and have me some good strong drinks, and go sing karaoke and just let everything out. Um, so I get that, just being confused about situations and not knowing what to do or what's going on. So I just got a drink to try and numb everything. So got you, Joyner. Get that.
I don't mean to question you, I'm just confused. I don't know what else to do. I've been patient and it sucks waiting. Took my mans from me, that forever hurts. But putting the blame on you, that'll never work. I know this ain't your fault, it's the devil's work. Devil's work.
It's about to end. Hold on. Oh, and you left the bottle of Henny. Good man. Good man. Yo, that was a good twist. I was wondering because the title is Devil's Work, so I was wondering where it was coming in. I thought it was gonna come in like earlier in the song, but he dropped it at the very end. Telling God, I know it's not your fault. It's the devil's work, and that's it's really crazy. It's really crazy. I might do a live at some point, like when I have more subscribers, but definitely want to talk about like the background of the devil, like the biblical background of the devil, because it's actually pretty crazy. But yeah, that's nuts because he's talking to God this whole time, like, God, why is this going on? Why is that going on? Blah 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 blah, and he just looks like dead into the camera, like right into the viewer's soul, and it's like, it's the devil's work. It's the devil's work, and because it really is like, it's such a strange topic. We'll discuss it sometime. But that was really intense. I know he always got stuff at the very end, written and distributed on Tully. Yeah, Tully, man. So I got Tully a little while back for my own writing and stuff, and I didn't even know until after I got it. I saw him post about it, or it was in a video of his or something like that. That Tully is Joyner Lucas's app. That's his app. It's an amazing app. If you're an artist, if you're a writer, or even if it's just poetry, not even music, chill out, Dreamville. Definitely download Tully. Tully is awesome. Tully. You stop. I think that's the end. We got 10 more seconds. Hold on. Let me just run through this. Ben Prolix and Joyner Lucas, Project 2. They're just the dynamic duo. All right, and that was Devil's Work, Joyner Lucas. Hopefully, I won't have to cut too much. I might just upload it like this, but sorry the video was so long. I know it's like 30 minutes, and I talk way too much, but sometimes people get something out of that. But because I've talked so much already, I'm gonna end it off here. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see my videos coming up. I got a lot planned. And make sure you hit that like. It really helps me out. And especially subscribe and hit that notification if you want to see the new setup. Hopefully coming here in a couple weeks. Again, an apartment soon. Gonna have better lighting. Hopefully I'll have a computer, like a computer for this soon. So just keep updated, and I will see you guys in the next one.